The Crassulaceae, which are commonly known as the stonecrop family, are generally succulent herbs, sorry about the cat, with fleshy leaves, and they make up lots of ornamentals. So I would bet that, in fact, most of you, if you're growing succulents in your house, that you have a member of the Crassulaceae among them. So, for example, God, I'm looking at my plants right now. I must have almost 50 plants growing in my house, and I would say probably about 50% of all of the succulents are in the Crassulaceae. Another huge thing about this family that's a big recognition character is this Polycarpus gynoecium. That is a big deal. Not a ton of families have a gynoecium that's Polycarpus, so this is a huge recognition character for this family. Just for a quick example, this here is a specimen of Sedum lanceolatum, which is a native sedum to Colorado, and this guy here was collected up the Poudre Canyon. So I have here under my dissecting scope a single flower of Sedum lanceolatum, which is our native species of sedum found in the area. So if we look at this flower under the dissecting scope, we can clearly see all four floral whorls. So first, we can see the single sepal here, which is a component of the calyx. The other sepals are kind of hidden, but they're there. So in total, there's 5 sepals. We see the next whorl, which is petals. So these are the more translucent white looking structures. So here we clearly have 5 petals composing the corolla. The next whorl is the andrecium, and here it's a little bit harder to identify because some of the anthers have fallen off, which happens from time to time, but we still have the filaments here, and we know that this is the floral whorl that's just inside the corolla. So we know that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's kind of hard to count here, but it looks like we have 8 stamens in the andrecium. And then the most central whorl, of course, is the gynoecium. And here it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carpels composing this gynoecium. 5 distinct carpels, which means not fused. So therefore, in this flower, we have a Polycarpus gynoecium composed of 5 simple pistils, which means 5 pistils and 5 carpels. So there you go. Here's a little Sedum lanceolatum flower through a dissecting scope. So let's just look at another flower from Sedum lanceolatum under the dissecting scope, this time just in a slightly different view, but let's just do the same thing real quick. Just identify each of the 4 floral whorls. So the outermost whorl, again, is of course the calyx. And we see 2 sepals here, and of course there are 3 more composing the entire calyx. We have 5 sepal lobes in this plant. And then the next innermost whorl is the petal, which you can see here and here. Go 1 whorl in, and we're at the andrecium. And here we can clearly see the filament and an anther there, which hasn't fallen off. It looks like almost all of the other anthers have fallen off. I can maybe see 1 more, but we do see the filament and anther making up a stamen. And then the innermost whorl is quite clear with these kind of inflated structures. These are just simple pistils. So here we have multiple distinct simple pistils composing a Polycarpus gynoecium. And again, we see 5 distinct simple pistils here.